Hello and a very good evening. This Tuesday, slightly different. We do apologize for coming live little late, but there had been certain constraints. We are reporting to you live from Kolkata, standing right outside Calcutta High Court. Behind me is Calcutta High Court has the rich distinction of being the first High Court and one of the three chartered High Courts to be set up in India, along with High Courts of Bombay and Madras. This building, that is Calcutta High Court, has a rich legacy. It was brought into existence on 14th of May 1862 under the High Courts Act 1861. I'm reading from the History of Calcutta High Court from their own website. I'm sure you have guessed it right. This is the same Calcutta High Court where aggrieved people have come down seeking intervention of my Lord. And there is a lot of weightage in those two words, my Lord. A judge sitting on the chair of the judge is only expected to do justice. And while rendering duty, while assuring this to people, it is always expected that no matter what, a person wearing that black coat, that black robe, sitting on the chair of the judge will never kowtow before power, because they are much bigger than power. Much, much, much bigger than power. When every door is shut, people knock the doors of judiciary in hope that when every other door is shut, this one door will open up for everyone aggrieved, betrayed, and everyone crying for justice. And this expectation of justice has always stayed strong, knowing the person sitting on that chair will never bow down before any power, be it political power, this influence, that influence, never. But today, the same Calcutta High Court, in its history book, will have to write a new chapter. A new chapter, because a judge of this very court, now, of course, a former High Court judge of Calcutta High Court, is all set to join the BJP. BJP, a political party which is in power at the center. BJP, which is considered to be the largest party in the world. BJP, the political party, has an absolute mandate in the country. And the same BJP that would now be going to elections, seeking votes to come back to power in Lok Sabha election 2024, that same BJP. The name of the judge is just Abhijit Ganguly, the same judge who rose to spotlight with his very strong judgments against West Bengal government of Mamata Banerjee. The same judge who almost became the messiah of every person seeking justice and every person who claimed to have been betrayed allegedly by corruption. That same judge who time and again said this is his crusade against corruption. The same judge who said that I will never bow down my head before anyone in the interest of the right of the people and to ensure there is an end to corruption. That same judge, Justice Abhijit Ganguly, who just a couple of days back said that he has made up his mind to resign months before his retirement, which is scheduled, today has officially announced holding a very long press conference that he is joining BJP. Before we proceed any further, I want to play out some excerpts of his press conference. It was a long press conference. It took several questions. Also got angry at one journalist at some point. We'll come to that later. Justice Abhijit Ganguly is all set to enter into the political arena and with the flag of BJP. Here's what Abhijit Ganguly, Justice Abhijit Ganguly had said this afternoon.
সম্ভবত 7 তারিখ বিজেপি একমাত্র সর্বভারতীয় পার্টি যারা তৃণমূলের মতো একটা দুষ্কৃতী দলের বিরুদ্ধে লড়ছে। বিজেপির সঙ্গে আমার এবং আমি বিজেপির সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম গত 5-6 দিনের মধ্যে এবং যেহেতু আমি যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম এবং তারাও যোগাযোগ করেছিল, আমি আদালতে বসিনি, আমি ছুটি নিয়েছিলাম। বিজেপি শাসক দলের তরফ থেকে আক্রমণ করা হয়েছিল, অপমানজনক কথাবার্তা বলা হয়েছিল। তারাই আমাকে বলা যেতে পারে এক ধরনের অনুপ্রেরণা জুগিয়েছেন। তারা জানেনই না, কোনো শিক্ষা দীক্ষাও তাদের আসে বলে মনে হয়নি কখনো, যে জুডিশিয়ারির বিরুদ্ধে এইভাবে কথা বলা যায় না। একটা জাজমেন্টের বিরুদ্ধে অবশ্যই কথা বলা যায়, তার জন্য অ্যাপিল ফোরাম আছে, তার উপরে সুপ্রিম কোর্ট আছে। তারা তো সেখানে গেছেনই, পাশাপাশি তারা জজকে উদ্দেশ্য করে গালাগাল করেছেন। কল্যাণ ব্যানার্জি ইজ ইনফেমাস ফর হিজ such comments like a person who appears not to be a civilized person. His brand identity is that, and he talks like that. Perhaps he has some problem in his upbringing. I do not know his origin and from which family he comes.
আপনি কি মনে করেন যে দলে যোগ দিতে যাচ্ছেন সেই বিজেপি একটি দুর্নীতিমুক্ত দল?
দুর্নীতিমুক্ত দল কি দল নয় সে আমার মনে করার কথা নয়। আমি যদি কোনো দায়িত্ব পাই সেই দলে, আমি অবশ্যই যে কাজটা করব সেটা দুর্নীতিমুক্ত করার কাজ। আমার সঙ্গে অন্য দলের কোনো মিলমিশ হলো না। তার কারণ হচ্ছে, যেমন ধরুন সিপিআইএম, আমি যেতে পারতাম, কিন্তু আমি ঈশ্বর বিশ্বাস করি, ওপরওয়ালায় বিশ্বাস করি, আমি ধর্মে বিশ্বাস করি, আমি ধর্ম পালন করি। তারা তো সেগুলো করে না, হয়তো ভিতরে করে, বাইরে বলে না আমরা করি না। তো তাদের সঙ্গে বেসিক্যালি আমার কোনো মিলই হবে না। তো সেই পার্টিতে গিয়ে আমি কি করব? কংগ্রেস একটা দল যেটা বহুদিন ধরেই একটা পরিবারের জমিদারি, সেই পরিবারের সমর্থক হয়ে কিছু ভালো ভালো নেতা, ধরুন জয়রাম রমেশ, যার কোয়ালিফিকেশন এইসব রাহুল গান্ধী ফান দিচ্ছে অনেক বেশি, তিনি একজন আইআইটি ছাত্র, এটা ঘুরে ঘুরে বেড়ান। কেন বেড়ান সে তারাই জানেন। তারা তো কোনোদিন পদই পাবেন না, কোনো কাজও করতে পারবেন না।
Sir, what is your opinion about Prime Minister Narendra Modi, sir?
Very good man, very hard working, trying to do something for our country. অনেকেই কুণাল ঘোষ সম্বন্ধে অনেক রকম মন্তব্য করেন, কিন্তু আমি সেই মন্তব্যের সঙ্গে সহমত হতে পারিনি। আমার কথাবার্তা বলে মানুষটিকে ভালো লেগেছে।
So that was Justice Abhijit Ganguly this afternoon, making it very clear about his political ambition that he would be joining BJP, and he's also said that he would continue to fight against and would also hit the ground for the sake of people. And thus, this is what we call my Lord. My Lord. But for Justice Abhijit Ganguly, my Lord also has a symbol in it for now and now on. And that symbol is the symbol of BJP, the political party. Many are wondering as whether it is right on part of a judge to go for a political role and accept a political role without any cooling period, because There is a famous adage which says, the bedrock of democracy is a rule, and that means we have to have an independent judiciary, judges who can make decisions independent of the political winds that are blowing. Independent of the political winds that are blowing. That's the famous saying. And today, that famous saying would be questioning Justice Abhijit Ganguly. If you wanted to fight a war against corruption, if this was your crusade against corruption, what was the need to accept a political appointment, a political position, to be part of a political party? Why couldn't you do it as a judge? Trust you me, I was there at Justice Abhijit Ganguly's place. I approached him for an interview. He had given interviews to several media houses, but not to me. And I don't know why. Because if I had gotten this opportunity, I would have simply asked a humble question. आप करप्शन की अगेंस्ट लड़ना चाहते हैं, लड़िए. किसने रोका है आपको? जरूर लड़िए. आपने बहुत सारे मुद्दे सामने लाए और बहुत सारे मुद्दे सोचने पे मजबूर कर दिया लोगों को कि करप्शन अगर हो तो किस हद तक हो सकता है और कैसे इसको रोका जा सकता है. लोगों में फिर से विश्वास जगाए कि अगर करप्शन हो रहा है तो अगर उंगली उठा के आप दिखा दे, नजर से नजर रख के, तो शायद वो करप्शन ठीक भी हो सकता है. मैं सवाल उनसे पूछता कि अगर करप्शन के अगेंस्ट में आपको लड़ना है तो लड़िए. किस जज बन के आप लड़ सकते थे, अभी तक आप रिटायर नहीं हुए. आपके जितने सारे केसेस आपके पास थे, वो सारे केसेस अभी क्लोज नहीं हुए. दे आर स्टिल एट द स्टेज ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन, not even reached to the stage of trial. Why did you give up? And now that you're joining BJP, with this that you would continue in the same spirit and the same fight, I would definitely had asked him this question. Is BJP as a political party bigger than judiciary? And that's why you have more faith in BJP and less faith in judiciary? And that's the reason you let go your black robe and decided to embrace a new role in your life that is of a politician, and if sources are to be believed, he would also be contesting election. He himself has said that I would be willing to contest election, but that decision is up to the High Command. The central leadership of BJP would decide if he given a ticket or not, but he is willing to work for BJP. So the obvious question is BJP bigger than judiciary? That you are letting go of your judiciary position even after being a judge, and while being a judge you have made several observations against government of Mamata Banerjee, against Abhishek Banerjee, against this leader, that leader. Nobody questioned you, no media questioned you, nobody questioned you. Political party can disagree and they can move to Supreme Court, they can raise their voice, they can question you. But show us one media house that has ever questioned you, raising your voice against politician for making observations. We all went by the spirit that you are fighting against corruption. But today the humble question is your fight against corruption, even after being a judge, was falling weak? And that's why you go to BJP? Well, I could not interview him. If he ever gives me an interview, I would definitely ask him this question. Mind it, Justice Abhijit Ganguly is not the first person who is making a foray into politics. Politics is open for all. Anyone can join politics. हर के लिए दरवाजा खुला है. लेकिन अगर जर्नलिस्ट चला जाए तब उन पे सवाल उठाया जा सकता है कि ये जर्नलिस्ट कितना निष्पक्ष था. How free and fair that journalist was. If a journalist joins politics, then you would name call a journalist. If a journalist questions BJP, you would also name call that journalist. But when a judge is, a former judge now, is joining BJP, no question should be asked. This too should be seen as his crusade action allegedly perpetrated by Trinamool Congress. Put Trinamool Congress on the dock. Nobody is stopping you. But when you let go of your black robe and your legal hat, the hat of a judge and then wear the hat of a political party and then say that I was that political party, then obviously you become a politician. Question now is, since when have you been a politician? And why do I say this? Because Justice Abhijit Ganguly himself had said today, during the course of the press conference, that in the past couple of days, he has also approached BJP. That's what he said. And when did he resign? Only yesterday. Only yesterday he has resigned. But he never said that yesterday BJP has approached him. He said in the past 5-6 days, BJP has approached him. I have also approached them. That's what Justice Abhijit Ganguly said. You don't believe me? This is what he said. Hear him out.
আমি বিজেপির সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম গত 5-6 দিনের মধ্যে এবং যেহেতু আমি যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম এবং তারাও যোগাযোগ করেছিল, আমি আদালতে বসিনি, আমি ছুটি নিয়েছিলাম। I also approached BJP, BJP also approached me.
You heard him? I would play that on loop once again little later. But then, as I said, Justice Abhijit Ganguly will not be the first person into politics. I'll bet he will be the first judge from Calcutta High Court to do so. But Justice M.C. Chagla had retired as the Chief Justice of Bombay High Court on October 26, 1958. He was then appointed ambassador to the United States and later as the High Commissioner to the United Kingdom by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru when he was the Prime Minister of the country. Justice M.C. Chagla later on became the Minister of Education in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's cabinet. He was also there for a very brief period in Indira Gandhi's cabinet as well. On 19th of March 2020, former Chief Justice of India, Justice Ranjan Gogoi, became a Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament sent by BJP. Also, in the year 1952, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had appointed Sir Syed Fazl Ali, a judge of India's Supreme Court, since it as the governor of then Odisha and now Odisha. And Justice Abhijit Ganguly has now joined the same league. What Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru did, if that wasn't right, and what Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru did, if that was right, then this is right too. Supreme Court of India, in one of the cases, that was SP Gupta versus Union of India, had said, and I quote, "Judges should be of stern stuff and tough fibre, unbending before power, economic or political, and they must uphold the core principle of the rule of law, which says, be you ever so high, the law is above you, my lord. Be you ever so high, the law is above you, my lord." The advocates, while pleading before Justice Abhijit Ganguly when he was there on the chair of the judge, referred to him as my lord. And how is it wrong today to ask this question? Who was your lord? Who is your lord? Since yesterday, the trend is all BJP leaders on their social media handles, especially X, they are writing Modi ka parivar, along with their names. Justice Abhijit Ganguly, who has announced formally joining BJP on 7th of March, he too would be writing the same. मोदी का परिवार कब बने मोदी का परिवार? आज दोपहर को, कल सुबह, 5-6 दिनों से जब आपके पास फोन आया और आपने फोन किया बीजेपी को, या फिर 7 तारीख से जब आप फॉर्मली बीजेपी ज्वाइन करेंगे, कौन है आपका लॉर्ड? हम सब आपको बोले माय लॉर्ड, माय लॉर्ड। आपने तो अलग लॉर्ड ढूंढ लिया। और क्या आपका लॉर्ड? सवाल नहीं पूछे आपको, सवाल पूछे तो गलत, सवाल पूछे तो कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट। When we became students of journalism, thought that you can never question the president of this country, you can never question the vice president of this country, and you can never question the judges. Because even when you question, their approach can also be seen as an extension of argument. Only when you disagree with something that you want to question. You tell me something, or like I am saying something now, आप अगर मेरे से सहमत नहीं है, आप मेरे को सवाल पूछेंगे, राइट? और ये सवाल आप मुझे पूछ सकते हैं with the idea that I would engage in a healthy argument with Tamal. हमेशा हमें सिखाया गया, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने हमें सिखाया कि प्रेसिडेंट से कभी सवाल मत पूछना, वो सबसे ऊपर है। वाइस प्रेसिडेंट से कभी सवाल मत पूछना, वो ऊपर। और जजेस, सवाल मत पूछना, वो हमसे सबसे ऊपर है। So even when you try and ask question, that can be seen as your disagreement and an effort to argue with him. इतने सम्मान देते हैं हम सबको, my lord। और आज my lord had openly said that he is joining BJP, I would have said the same thing had he gone to any political party, any other political party, Trinamool Congress, Congress, left, anywhere. करप्शन के अगेंस्ट अगर लड़ना है, कौन रोका है आपको? आज अगर करप्शन के मुद्दे पे सरकार से मुझे सवाल पूछना है, do I need to be a politician? Can't I do that as a journalist? सारे एक्टिविस्ट जितने सारे हैं जो दिन रात पसीना बहा के सड़क पे उतर के लोगों के हित में लड़ाई कर रहे हैं, वो एक्टिविज्म छोड़ दे और पॉलिटिक्स ज्वाइन कर ले? पॉलिटिक्स खराब चीज नहीं है, पॉलिटिक्स सही चीज हो सकता था, पॉलिटिक्स अच्छा चीज हो सकता फिर है। और पॉलिटिक्स में हर एक अच्छा इंसान का आना बहुत जरूरी है। दैट्स हाउ पॉलिटिक्स कैन रिमेन हेल्दी। बट विल यू गिव द सेम बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट if a journalist decides to join a political party? When Sagarika Ghosh joined Trinamool Congress and became Trinamool Congress Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament, forget she, you did not even spare her husband, as if she being a woman, she has got no existence without her husband, as if dependence as a woman is completely dependent on the existence of her husband. You questioned her as why a journalist is joining Trinamool Congress, didn't you? Didn't you? Of course you did. सवाल पूछा, सोशल मीडिया में पूछा, उनके हस्बैंड के ऊपर सवाल पूछा, कितना निष्पक्ष उनका हस्बैंड है, वो भी पत्रकार है, वरिष्ठ पत्रकार है, सीनियर पत्रकार है, उन पे भी सवाल पूछा आपने। इंटेग्रिटी पे सवाल आप पूछ सकते क्योंकि वो जर्नलिज्म में रह के पॉलिटिकल पार्टी की राज्यसभा मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट बन गई, तो आप सवाल पूछ सकते हैं। वो गलत है, राइट? लेकिन एक हाई कोर्ट का जज अगर बीजेपी ज्वाइन कर ले तो सही है, सवाल नहीं पूछ सकते। Justice Abhijit Ganguly had raked up a massive storm with the state government of Mamata Banerjee. Trinamool Congress time and again had said a lot of things about him, that he is party to BJP propaganda, he is only adding fuel to BJP propaganda, acting at the behest of BJP. Several Trinamool Congress spokespersons had said that they had doubts on his conduct. Justice Abhijit Ganguly had once, okay, going back to the convention, we have always been taught पूछो judges को. Justice Abhijit Ganguly had openly given interviews to media houses, taking questions. Of course, selective few, not everyone. Today I didn't get his interview. And believe you me, when I entered into his house, I said, "Sir, can I please get your interview?" I know he had a very long day. Since afternoon he had been interacting with media. वो मुझे मना कर सकते थे, कह सकते कि बाद में आओ. He asked me, "Who are you? Which house?" I told him, I'm so sorry, there was a small hitch. So I am an independent journalist and I want to take your interview. He asked me, who are you? I said, I'm from News the Truth, NTT. And he told me, no, I will not give you interview. And I still don't know why. And he said, there was another journalist seated inside the same room, just had finished taking his interview. So he had given interviews, not to me. So going back to the point, the political war which has now erupted, Trinamool Congress has gone all out. Trinamool Congress has stated the mask is off. Trinamool Congress has said that the mask has come off the face of a judge who was there on the chair of Calcutta High Court, who has passed several judgments against or given orders against Mamata. This is what Trinamool Congress leader and member of parliament Kalyan Banerjee, who is himself an advocate and regularly practicing here at Calcutta High Court, this is what he had to say.
Politically motivated way judgment দেয়, that's also corruption. He is a dishonest. He dishonest. একদম fraud. ওর judgment is a product of fraud. ওসব corruption না, ও নিজেই corrupted, আমি তো বলছি। জানি না এখন শুভেন্দুর কাছ থেকে কত টাকা খেয়েছো। ও আসুক না কোথায় দাঁড়াবে, হলদিয়া, ডায়মন্ড হারবার, শ্রীরামপুর, যেখানে না কেন ওকে হারাবো, ওকে হারতেই হবে। ও না হারলে তো বিচার ব্যবস্থাটাই উঠে যাবে। ওরা একটা বিচারক হিসেবে একটা ফ্রড বিচারক ছিল, একটা কথাই ভালো করে বলতে পারে না। ও ইংরেজিতে বলুক না 1 ঘন্টা কথা, ও 45 মিনিট 1 ঘন্টা ভালো করে স্পিচ দিক না একটা, দেন বলো, দিতে বলো না ওকে। 4 বছর না করে কি বলছো, আমি দেখো না তুমি করবে, আর কিছু করতে পারো না। I can say this much, that the peoples of this country and the lawyers, prudent lawyers, they are losing their confidence on judiciary. Few persons like Justice Ranjan Gogoi, Justice Satta Sivam, that the present one Justice Gangopadhyay, they have diminished the status and the Indian judiciary itself. অভিজিৎ গঙ্গোপাধ্যায় একটি ঝান্টু জিনিস। ও জানে যে কুণালকে যদি আমি একটুখানি বেশ পটি রাখি তাহলে হয়তো অ্যাটাকটা আমার কম হবে। কুণাল ভালো, ওর এইটাই হচ্ছে প্রসিডিওর। ও ঝাড়কে খুব ভয় খায়। এবারে রাজনীতিতে এসে পলিটিক্যাল খায়। এবার একদিন তো বলতে পারিনি অনেক কিছু, আর তো কন্টেম্পট হবে না। 420 লোক একদম, ও জানে ও ঝান্টু, পুরো ঝান্টু। কুণালকে একটুখানি ঠিকঠাক করে সেট করে রাখতো, যাতে কুণাল আবার প্রেসে যে আবার উল্টো পাল্টা বেশি না বলে দেয়। কুণাল তো খুব স্ট্রেট কাট কথা বলে।
Well, many people have engaged and many people have started abusing me. Fair enough. Absolutely fine. Abuse me. जितना गाली देना है दे दीजिए. जितना गाली देना है दीजिए. किसी ने बोला तमाल शाह आज रात को खाना नहीं खाएंगे. क्यों नहीं खाएंगे? सवाल आपसे है. सवाल इस हाई कोर्ट से है कि आज हाई कोर्ट चैन की नींद सो पाएगी. जितने सारे जजेस हैं, क्या वो चैन की नींद सो पाएंगे? क्या वो मन से ये मान लिए कि उन्हीं के एक वन ऑफ देयर ओन हैज जॉइंड और विल बी जॉइनिंग बीजेपी? किसी ने मुझसे कहा कि ऑब्जर्व ऑल हिज जजमेंट्स. Tabrez Khan, observe all his judgments. It will show his inclination. It's Manish Sharma who had asked me last question that Tamal Shah aaj raat ko khana nahi khayenge. Somebody has said, what's wrong if ex-judge join politics? Or somebody says, nowadays common people's faith in judiciary is very low. So Dhara, maybe the judge also felt that with all those political interference, now he is joining the party who want to develop nation truly. कहते हैं कानून अंधा है, लेकिन आज इंसान कुछ देखा है, सब कुछ देखा है और आगे भी देखेगा. Alok Borsho, sincerely thank you for your support. You have tried with us on a regular basis, and I thank you for your support. There is always a time constraint, so the other comments, if I have skipped, if I missed out, not because they are basically abusing me, no, not at all. I welcome them. You can call me names wherever you want. But if I have to show my tolerance towards your criticism, because we are all part of the same democracy that Justice Abhijit Ganguly is also part of, you are part of, then these questions cannot be dismissed at all. Arun Jaitley, a very senior leader of BJP, former minister in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cabinet, he is also a legal luminary, a senior advocate who had represented cases. Back in 2013, this is what Arun Jaitley on the floor of Rajya Sabha had said. Listen in. We will try and play that Arun Jaitley soundbite. Arun Jaitley had essentially said that need be some provision can be created, some cooling period can be created. But judges cannot directly come into politics soon after retiring. Will you also question Arun Jaitley? Hear him out.
That almost everyone, barring a few notable honorable men who are an exception, wants a job after retirement, and we are lavishly creating it for them. If we don't create it, they themselves create it. I'm glad the Supreme Court has reviewed its verdict saying every member of the CIC must be a judge, retired.
Bungalow in Delhi.
You have a situation where what should be the fees of a college is an accounting method, is an accounting concept. The Supreme Court by a judicial order said fees of medical colleges and engineering colleges must be fixed by retired judges. and then said in every state we've created 2 more jobs. I think this whole temptation of continuing to occupy a Lithian's bungalow is a very serious temptation. And therefore, kindly review that unless it's absolutely essential, either some of these tribunals must be subsumed into the judicial setup, pay the judges who have retired and retired judges a pension equal to their last drawn pay. Because the danger is greater, the desire of a post-retirement job influences pre-retirement judgments. It's a threat to the independence of judiciary. And once it influences pre-retirement judgments, it adversely impacts on the functioning of our judiciary itself.
Can influence I did not say that. Arun Jaitley said that. Now, will you also question the wisdom of Arun Jaitley, who is no more? He had been a very senior politician, a leader who is known to have maintained absolute best of terms with every political party. If you are a BJP supporter, will you today question the wisdom of Arun Jaitley? The danger is the temptation for a post-retirement job can influence your pre-retirement judgments. And that's exactly is the secret. Trinamool Congress is questioning as whether his previous orders have been influenced by his political allegiance. On social media, people are saying that all his previous orders should be termed null and void. Now that he is joining BJP, the point is there cannot be separate yardstick for journalists and there cannot be separate yardsticks for judges. Abhishek Banerjee had said today, because Justice Abhijit Ganguly had specifically said when asked as whether he would be fighting elections from Diamond Harbour, which is the seat of Abhishek Banerjee, he said, yes, of course I can, I may. If the ticket is being given to him for that seat, he would, and he would defeat Abhishek Banerjee by a margin of lakhs of votes. This is what Abhishek Banerjee has said in response to Justice Abhijit Ganguly.
গাঙ্গুলি তিনি বলেছেন তিনি বিজেপিতে যোগ দেবেন এবং ডায়মন্ড হারবারের ক্ষেত্রে কার্যত আপনাকে নিশানা করে বলছেন তালপাতা সেপাই দিলে উড়ে যায় লক্ষ ভোটে হারাবেন লক্ষ লক্ষ ভোটে হারাবেন
দেখুন আমি বারে বারে বলেছি যে প্রথমেও যখন এই বিষয় নিয়ে আমাকে প্রশ্ন করা হয়েছে যে গণতান্ত্রিক দেশে যে যেখান থেকে দাঁড়াতে চায় নির্বাচনে প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা করতে চায় সে করতে পারে তার সেই অধিকার আছে তবে আমার যেটুকু আমি দেখেছি আমি যেহেতু একটি মিটিংয়ে ব্যস্ত ছিলাম আমি যেটুকু শুনেছি বা সংবাদ মাধ্যমে যেটুকু দেখেছি আমার 2-3টে জিনিস খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং হয়েছে একটা হচ্ছে বিজেপির যারা নেতা তারা আমার নাম নেয় না তারা ভাব বাচ্চে কথা বলে আর প্রাক্তন বিচারপতি আমি প্রাক্তন বলছি তার কারণ হচ্ছে উনি ইতিমধ্যেই ওনার রেজিগনেশন টেন্ডার করেছেন আর প্রাক্তন বিচারপতিও ভাব বাচ্চে কথা বলেছে আমার নাম নেয়নি সুতরাং এই মিলটা খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং আর সেকেন্ড হচ্ছে উনি যে বিষয়গুলো নিয়ে বলেছেন তার মধ্যে সবথেকে বেশি ইন্টারেস্টিং আমার যেটা লেগেছে সেটা হচ্ছে উনি স্পষ্ট করে একটা সত্যি কথা বলে দিয়েছে হয়তো মুখ ফসকেই বলে দিয়েছে কিন্তু সত্যিটা বলেছেন বলে আমি তাকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি উনি বলেছেন যে আই অ্যাপ্রোচ দ্য বিজেপি অ্যান্ড বিজেপি অ্যাপ্রোচড মি এটা খুব ইন্টারেস্টিং ইউ হ্যাভ টু রিড বিটুইন দ্য লাইনস উনি তার মানে স্পষ্ট করে বলছেন যে আমি যখন বিচার ব্যবস্থায় বিচারকের চেয়ারে বসে বিভিন্ন শুনানিতে আমার রায় দিয়েছি বা আমার এজলাসে যে সমস্ত ঘটনা শুনানি হয়েছে সেই সময়ে বিজেপি আমার সাথে যোগাযোগে ছিল এবং আমি বিজেপির সাথে যোগাযোগে ছিলাম।
I don't know what Justice Abhijit Ganguly is doing now, whether he's watching this broadcast or watching some news broadcast or sitting on some debate, giving special interview to some journalist, I don't know. But the question is definitely one and only. You retiring from judiciary right ahead of Lok Sabha election, going for a political party also willing to fight election. Have you publicly shown your distrust towards judiciary even after being part of it for such a long time, and entrusted your trust on a political party which can only be construed as the political party is bigger than judiciary? He had been talking about corruption in Trinamool Congress. He had also questioned Rahul Gandhi, and today he even said Narda scam was never a conspiracy, essentially trying to give a clean sheet to Shubhendu Adhikari, because Shubhendu Adhikari is also named in the same FIR that led to the arrest of 4 Trinamool Congress leaders, or rather 3 Trinamool Congress leaders. Firad Hakim, Subrata Mukherjee, who is no more there, Madan Mitro, and Shobhan Chatterjee. They were arrested, right? In 2021. It was the month of May. Soon after the results came out, they were arrested on the same case. And in that same FIR, Shubhendu Adhikari is also named. And today, Justice Abhijit Ganguly has called this nothing but a conspiracy. Is he also questioning CBI? That CBI's investigation worked or lacked merit? If it was actually a conspiracy hatched by someone, why would CBI arrest Firad Hakim and other Trinamool Congress leaders? CBI should have gone ahead and arrested the conspirator. Justice Abhijit Ganguly, if he says the Narda scam was not a scam, was a conspiracy, and Shubhendu Adhikari has been a victim of conspiracy, then the arrest was of Firad Hakim, of the other leaders. Again, you will start abusing me. You will start abusing me because legitimate questions are not legitimate to you anymore. But मुझे बुरा, मैम, मुझे बुरा नहीं लगता है. आपने सवाल पूछा कि हम चैन की नींद सो पाएंगे कि नहीं, हम खाना खा पाएंगे कि नहीं. सवाल आपसे है, सवाल आपसे है, जिसे आप भगवान मानते थे, जो आपको न्याय दिलाने की वादा किया. आज वो भगवान डेमोक्रेसी में, which is thriving on multiple parties, accepts one and leaves aside others. आप मान पाएंगे उस भगवान को with one color on him? The questions have been very, very simple. I hope Justice Abhijit Ganguly someday gives me an interview. And even if he doesn't, maybe someday trailing his campaign will definitely be, if he, of course, fights election, we would definitely try and ask him questions. But today, we're only referring to Supreme Court's wisdom. Supreme Court's wisdom that said, judges should be of stern stuff and tough fibre, unbending before power, economic or political, and they must uphold the core principle of the rule of law, which says, be you ever so high, the law is above you. I leave you tonight. With this sound clip of Justice Abhijit Ganguly, and we will play that in loop at least for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, where he openly says that he has been in touch with BJP and BJP has approached him. He has also approached even before he retired as a judge.
আমি বিজেপির সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম গত 5-6 দিনের মধ্যে এবং যেহেতু আমি যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম এবং তারাও যোগাযোগ করেছিল, আমি আদালতে বসিনি, আমি ছুটি নিয়েছিলাম। I also approached BJP, BJP also approached me. বিজেপির সঙ্গে আমার এবং আমি বিজেপির সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম গত 5-6 দিনের মধ্যে এবং যেহেতু আমি যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম এবং তারাও যোগাযোগ করেছিল, আমি আদালতে বসিনি, আমি ছুটি নিয়েছিলাম। I also approached BJP, BJP also approached me. বিজেপির সঙ্গে আমার এবং আমি বিজেপির সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম গত 5-6 দিনের মধ্যে এবং যেহেতু আমি যোগাযোগ করেছিলাম এবং তারাও যোগাযোগ করেছিল, আমি আদালতে বসিনি, আমি ছুটি নিয়েছিলাম। I also approached BJP, BJP also approached me.
I thank you all for your support. I thank you all for your engagement. I thank you all for watching this broadcast. I thank you all for your criticisms. I thank you all for your support and appreciation. You know what? Not tonight and not ever will I wear this on my eyes. I will be watching this. People would be watching this. अंधा कानून, पर हम अंधे नहीं हैं। कानून के ऊपर भी हम लोग नज़र बना के रखे हैं। उम्मीद से सहारा बनेंगे हमारा, और जस्टिस गांगुली के ऊपर भी नज़र रहेगा। देश का, लोगों का, मेरा और आप सब जो है मेरा परिवार। You all are my family, whether you hate me, like me, or be indifferent. The people of this country, our viewers, family of News the Truth, are all my parivar. Do like, share and subscribe. Your subscription helps us to grow, and your support would always help us to ask these questions that most definitely you won't see on your TV sets. Definitely not in any of the prime times. Thank you for watching. Good night and take care.